Hey guys, Roger with Grower Solution. I want to talk a little bit today about drip irrigation and just some hints and stuff that I do. It's very basic. It's by no means everything, but it's just a start for some stuff. And I'm going to go through some images I've taken when I was installing the drip irrigation and just talk about it a little bit. So the first image here, if you notice, one of the big things is trying to get that drip tape rolled out without it being twisted up. Think about your hose, it all being twisted up. And what I've done is, you can see, I took a hoe, ran it through my drip tape, set it on my tailgate, put a heavy, actually that's a bottle of liquid fertilizer on the other end, and then I just roll it out. I'm going to show you the next one. See how I've just rolled it out the length I needed. We made one the right length, and then we rolled out how many we needed for actually my no-till garden, and went on and cut them all. Then I just drug them over, and a lot faster. You notice they're not twisted. They're just all right there, and you just grab them. And then here is the no-till garden, and if you look to the right, you can see a few apple trees, just the bases of them. I've got drip on those. I have a row of pumpkins there, and I have since expanded this a little bit further, but I put 5 or 6 rows of drip tape in here, and those are my rows. Now, they're not perfectly set, but they're doing really good. And again, no-till gardening, and we just ran the drip tape. In the next screen, now you can see everything. I've actually added some more garden up on the upside of those apples, so I can get a couple more rows. And then I still have to put one more row down here at the bottom. But again, I put like 8 to 12 inches of leaf mold on this. Had put down the black craft paper that we sell. Some people say use cardboard. We just had a bunch of ends into rolls, and so I just used that and put that craft paper down to keep the weeds from coming through. And I'm here to tell you right now, I can go through there, haven't been through there in probably 3 weeks weeding, and I can go through it, and I'm walking through in 5 minutes and I'm done with a hoe. I'm not sitting there chopping and chopping and chopping. I'm just hitting a little bit. So and you can see I've raised it out here. I've got my header pipe here on the one end, and just got it laid out. And I put these rows at 4-foot centers, and went on, finished it out. This next one is our pumpkin patch, and I think I've talked about this before, but we have 2 different blocks. These blocks, I just put them out for grandkids. Just have a whole lot of fun. Hopefully, we did a little bit last year, had some success with it, and they had a blast in there. But we put drip tape on them. This first block was 4-foot centers. I can tell you, I'll never do 4-foot centers again. I will do 8-foot spacings, because I can get a tractor in there and I can keep them a lot cleaner with weeds and everything, and I don't have to do as much. But you can see we've got it run out, and if you look real close down in the bottom left corner here, you can see I've got the water on, and it's just starting to drip there. And you see how it's a little circle of water. And then we go to the next one. You can see it's a little bit bigger circle of water. Then you go to the next one, and it's a little bigger circle of water. And what will happen is it'll end up getting a row about 16 inches wide, so about 8 inches on both sides. And this is 1-foot spacing. Everybody says, do you have closer spacing? You don't need closer spacing in most cases, unless your soil is just 100% sand and it just goes right through. So works really good. Okay, and you can see actually I've got that first row I planted early, and the pumpkins are actually coming up there. This last photo is the 4-foot spacing, and this is why I won't do 4-foot spacing, is getting that tractor in there. I've got a Super A and I have an Alice Chalmers G tractor. They're both cultivating tractors, and you still can't get it all. It's just part of that is because the tractor wasn't set up right, but also it's just a lot harder. And if you see in the distance there, you can see the other block. There's no weeds in that, and because I'm able to go in between the rows, and it just keeps it clean up Anyway, we're going to go back to the farm and we're going to talk about cleaning up the garden and rolling up, how to maintain your drip tape if you want to use it for more than 1 year. Yes, you can. It's not perfect, but if you want to try and reuse this 2 or 3 years, you can do it. So we're going to take you back there and you can hear me talk about it for a minute. You want to drain your line as best as you can because you don't want to have any more algae growing in it than you do. But then you will take your drip tape, if you want to save it, you either cut it off or take it loose from the fitting down here, and all you'll do is coil that up just like a garden hose, and you can either take it inside to the garage or put it in a box, or you can just set it here right with that line, and that way if you are tilling, you can till everything and then lay it right back out so you have it exactly where it is. So it's not a whole lot of work. The big thing is try and get as much water out of it as possible so you don't have any algae growth. Then in the spring, maybe leave the ends open and blow water through it. That'll blow any algae or debris out the end, and you can seal it up and you're good to go. Hope this helped you. Thank you again so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.